People often wonder, after they realize that they're in a very unhealthy relationship, how come they fell so deep and feel such an intense attraction bond towards somebody who they know isn't healthy and somebody who on the surface they don't even really like that much. But for some reason, they feel enmeshed with that person and they can't really let that person go, and it seems that person just consumes their thoughts. So, one thing that narcissists are pretty good at is hijacking people's minds, hijacking people's thought processes, and basically taking control of your whole nervous system. And they do that by baiting you in, creating certain traps. They send you down certain rabbit holes that you just can't find your way out of. And that all can sound a bit far-fetched to somebody who's never dealt with these types. But if you have dealt with these types, then a lot of that might resonate with you. Narcissists, and especially if you're dealing with one who's been around the block a few times, let's say someone who's at least in their 30s, but maybe even their 40s, 50s, or beyond. They've played their games with lots of people. They've exercised their ways with lots of people. And they know what works versus what doesn't work when it comes to taking control of people's thoughts and emotions and basically using and manipulating them. And a lot of it goes down to them putting your mind in overdrive. Because narcissists, they get you to get a little bit too close to them than what's healthy for you. They get you to open yourself up just a little bit too much. They get you to be just a little bit too comfortable with them. And then once you really connect in that way, all of a sudden you expect some kind of decency, some kind of normal human interaction on their part. But what you soon find is you think you know the person, but you never quite know what they're thinking. Even in situations where you feel you should know what they're thinking because you're being transparent. They might even fake transparency, but you never really know what they're thinking. You can be transparent around where you stand with them, around what you want, your expectations for the relationship in the future. But no matter what they say or do, you never quite know where they stand with you. They never give you that comfort. They never give you that insight into how they feel about you. And when things are not working out, when you demonstrate some kind of dissatisfaction towards them, maybe they're not keeping their promises, maybe you find them triangulating you against other people and you tell them it's rude, you want them to stop. Maybe they're just unreliable, they're not a good listener. And then you think they might change for the better because they lead you to believe that. But you never quite see the change. You keep expecting that change that never comes. And then they might make plans. They might set things up for the future. But they might bail, they might flake, and you soon realize you never really know what their next move is. Sometimes you expect decency from them, but what they give you is anything but decency. Every one of those things that I just went through causes you to try to work them out, to try to work out their thoughts, to try to work out their next move, to try to work out why you're feeling anxious when you're not really sure if you should be feeling anxious, to try to work out why you're feeling drained, even if you're not really sure why you should be feeling drained. You're trying to work out why you have insomnia, why you're a bit paranoid. You're trying to work out why all of a sudden you expect the worst from them. Maybe you think they're cheating. Maybe you think they're stealing from you. Maybe you think they're planning some kind of sabotage against a certain part of your life. And then when you have a moment of calmness, you're thinking, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I've had all these thoughts. These aren't well justified. Narcissists put you at a tug of war between your conscious and unconscious mind, where your unconscious mind notices all these red flags, whereas your conscious mind thinks you might be overreacting. And then when you demonstrate some form of overreaction, They tell you, oh no, it's all fine, dear. You are overreacting. They make you feel unhinged. They make you feel like there's something wrong with you, when in fact, they've baited you in down this rabbit hole because they've seen that they can push and pull you emotionally, mentally, playing you against yourself, and you stick around being drained of your life force, all the while they're secretly obtaining an ego boost from that. They're secretly getting a lot of supply from that. They're secretly acknowledging that you're becoming all too enmeshed with them. And they secretly know that even if you do want to leave them at some point, it's not going to be that easy for you. Because every day that you ruminate, every day that you overthink, every day that you worry, every day that you're anxious, every day that you wonder, you're becoming more invested in them, even though that's not your intention. So narcissists, they create this perpetual tension, this perpetual uncertainty, this perpetual unknowing. You're never at ease. And while that might be interesting at the beginning of a relationship, when you're getting to know somebody and you're piquing your interest, your intrigue, your wonder, it's like you're reading a book, you're trying to work them out. You don't want to meet somebody, and let's use the analogy of them being a book, and you don't want to know their whole story in a day. You kind of want to flip through it page by page. And sometimes the unknown, not knowing what's going to come, not knowing what you're going to learn about the person, sometimes there's a bit of tension in that because it can be a bit exciting, and that's good. But with a narcissist, the tension never ends. You never really know who you're dealing with. You never really see a healthy level of consistency. You never see that congruency. And that tension becomes magnified over time because a part of you realizes that you've shown your cards. They know who you are. And any healthy person would have given you some level of insight, some level of consistency, some level of comfort, some level of reliability. And you can never quite pin down any of those attributes. By putting you in a perpetual state of tension, you slowly start to crumble. Things that support your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your go-gettingness, the pillars that support that, this constant tension starts to cause those attributes to crumble. It's because you're chronically drained. You lose the wherewithal to keep yourself going at your potential. And that's what narcissists like, because when they know instinctively if they put you in that chronic tension, that chronic unease, you'll end up sabotaging yourself because you're stuck in this endless loop of wonder, rumination, toxicity, draining feeling because of them. Thanks for watching.